Spencer Hastings is one of the main characters of the show, Pretty Little Liars, which aired from 2010 to 2017, based on the novels by Sarah Shepard. She is a highly intelligent, attractive, and wealthy young woman and comes from a successful old money family with a long history in Rosewood, who has a close-knit group of friends. She spends her days studying, running for valedictorian, taking part in multiple clubs, and plays sports. Despite her seemingly perfect life and privileged upbringing, Spencer is neither arrogant nor stuck up about her charmed life. There is so much more than meets the surface, as she's a very kind and ambitious person, possessing a lot of depth. She's noted to be the most sophisticated and intelligent of her friend group. Even from a young age, she holds an educated look. In the very first episode, she sports a preppy outfit consisting of a red argyle sweater over a white button-down shirt. This is the foundation of her look that will stay with her. Unlike other characters who will often experiment with different looks or evolve their personal style, Spencer's style consists of poised and polished ensembles that are not only well suited to lifestyle needs, but personality. She has always possessed a strong sense of self. She is confident and calculating in demeanor. For instance, she would stand up to Allison when no one else could, depicting her independence, determination, and courage. Though an independent thinker, Spencer is one to follow rules and logic. She is more emotional when defensive or protective of her loved ones, as she is willing to do anything to protect those she cares for. She possesses a strong moral compass and sense of right versus wrong, but would often feel the need to blur this line in order to achieve, because her family didn't accept anything but perfection throughout her upbringing.
But I'm gonna win a big fat award, so I'm guessing you're okay with that. You know, because winning's all that matters, right?
They rejected me, and wherever I go after graduation, it will not be to the family alma mater.
That's early admission. There are things we can do.
Is she okay? No, she isn't, and you're not helping her. Look, whether you've earned it or not, you have a reputation. My daughter can't afford to be seen with you.
Their image is very important as a prominent family in Rosewood. The exterior image and life of Spencer comes from her hyper-vigilance and hyper-self-awareness. That is the underlying drive to upkeep a well-put-together look, academic, and personal achievements. Her fear of disappointing her parents or falling into her sister's shadow makes her do questionable things out of paranoia. Spencer is not only on a mission to be the best version of herself and beat the competition, but also to outdo her older sister, Melissa.
For design.
I'm glad you like it.
And I totally appreciate your letting us move in.
No, I'm moving in for junior year, Melissa. That's the deal that I made with Mom and Dad. I got the grades, I did the internship, I gave up my summer because I wanted this.
But no matter how high her GPA is, or how many clubs she crams into her schedule, the only time that Spencer gets the better of Melissa is when it comes to her romantic relationships. Her not-so-innocent indiscretions aren't very evident, since she sports a prim and proper look. Spencer's fashion is very preppy. She has a more modern approach that is a bit trend-oriented, but has the most sophisticated wardrobe out of the Liars.
A lot of her just like really older money, special things that maybe she got from her closet, her mom's old Chanel shirt, accompanied with a great brown leather belt, great skirts. She's got the lighter, the navies, the reds. Stripes are great. If I would do blazers, you know, I youth it up by putting some little patterns on the inside of the sleeves. I accompany her stuff a lot with pearls and gold, but she may do something like wrap it in a knot, you know, a couple times around her neck, so she doesn't go with how it's supposed to be worn, but she does go with classic pieces.
In terms of tropes, she falls into too clever by half, as she is an incredibly intelligent individual, often is good at whatever she pursues, and as a result, is driven to go even farther. Characters of this trope are usually very aware of their intellect, and typically it's their defining trait. This may lead to arrogance.
A man doesn't know the difference between a Monet and a Mojito.
Spencer, what makes you so sure you're gonna win the competition? Oh, right, I forgot. It's in your DNA.
He's this French painter who
Who painted
Yeah, in a word. I figure I can set up a chair and just fan myself while I watch you work.
Or the opposite, meekness.
A question Spencer Hastings can't answer? Interesting.
It's not that interesting.
Many times, characters of this trope will suffer some form of impediment or endure a degree of prejudice to the point that they need to achieve the extraordinary if they're ever going to be seen as successful due to the higher standard they themselves and the world around them holds them to. When she fails to uphold to this standard or burns out,
I feel like whole parts of my brain have shut down. I used to love algebra. Or at least I understood it, and now it's a mess. Well, it can get really abstract. Yeah, but that's what I liked about it.
Spencer has very drastic appearance changes that reflect her struggles. Usually these are hidden and captured in the details. During hard times, all of this comes to the surface. The energy is put into self-preservation rather than upholding image. But there is another trait that dictates this. She has a strong case of perfectionism. This is not the same as striving for the best and looking for healthy growth with recognition of achievements. Perfectionism is driven by feelings of unworthiness, insecurity, and usually adverse childhood experiences. These thoughts and maladaptive perfectionist actions are often linked to stress, anxiety, depression, and can cause multiple strains in regards to mental health. This is important to note, as struggles of mental health never have a specific look. Everyone's experience and image is different. Perfectionists, though, are actually often praised and appear as some of the most put together people externally, despite the struggle within. Many times, Spencer is the most composed out of not just her friend group, but in a vast majority of environments, except in her home life, where she is adhering to a standard. Spencer's fashion produces the clean-cut, coveted image of her family. She manifests her goals externally, and her image serves her to accomplish these goals. From high school debate team to the campaign trail and her work as a paralegal after graduation. A person's everyday style is connected to an individual's disposition of who they are. Fashion visually communicates, and personal style serves as a tangible depiction of the whole, part, or chosen identity to display. Fashion goes beyond clothing or the way we dress. It is also our appearances, traditions, cultures, values, and characteristics by which we identify with. In regards to the four temperament ensemble, the proto-psychological theory that revolves around four fundamental personality types of blends, Spencer is the blend choleric phlegmatic, meaning that she is result-oriented, determined, and focused. Their drive is created out of the need to get results and accommodate others, but not everyone. They slowly build a few close relationships and build strong bonds. Her external demeanor is highly assembled, despite her internal state. The strengths of the choleric phlegmatic are traits of being ambitious, dominant, natural leaders, observant, good-natured, at times easygoing and more quiet, but witty as well as easy to get along with. Their weaknesses are that they tend to often worry, be very sarcastic, or come off as unenthusiastic, maybe even judgmental, due to how they think so much. Choleric phlegmatic are often calmer people who are not prone to small emotional outbursts until they hit their breaking point because of their logical mindset. When they do hit this point, they tend to be irrational and drastic, since logic is no longer a source of comfort.
I'm confused. You just don't see. How can you guys not see what's happening?
The overwhelming exhaustion, feelings of cynicism, and detachment will provoke a sense of reduced accomplishment and loss of personal identity. When the emotional mind is no longer guided by the rational, the breaking point releases the innermost feelings without rhyme or reason. Spencer is considered the intellect among her friends because of her dedication and love for learning, combined with her logical demeanor. Choleric phlegmatics are task-oriented talented with robust capacity for work that requires precision and accuracy. Often they are observant because they strive to understand the world around them, hence are not only a good student in the classroom, but in life. Spencer's personality, upbringing, and environment have her drawn to preppy fashion, as the prep subculture was originally a quality lifestyle and education in the classics, with a very specific nature of etiquette and dress to reflect their athletic and academic, traditionally upper-class lifestyle. In fashion, preppy style and the Ivy look denote an aesthetic based off a grand history that is visually conveyed through understated, neat, and well-made quality clothing, giving a look of mastered, relaxed confidence and a laid-back, scholarly type of sophistication. If you're interested in learning more about preppy fashion sociology, history, and styling, a guide to preppy and Ivy League style is available for further information. Spencer's fashion is built from a foundation of preppy style. She often sports neat, understated, and more expensive clothing. Her nature is not completely clean and polished though, so the details of her looks are formed from the unexpected, such as taking these standard lace tights and pairing them with roughed up beat leather Oxfords, for example. This hints at her imperfection and the more fragile parts of her mindset that is beneath her put-together surface. Buried beneath layers of luxury, her clever and heavily educated worldview is depicted in her wardrobe. She shares the best parts of herself, and through breaking the unsaid rules of preppy style with her trendy, academic, youthful approach, she expresses personality. Spencer often opts for bringing in different essences that suggest the influence of classic all-American designs through color and texture. In the novels, the author would often name the brands that the girls were wearing. This is relevant, as high fashion houses do not only sell clothing, but an entire lifestyle and essence for those who wear the clothing to make their own. When you purchase from a brand, you're not just buying a shirt or purse, but into an entire history that has shaped the aesthetic and making it a part of you. The brand Spencer is noted wearing and takes on the essence of our 70s Ralph Lauren, Marc Jacobs, and Hermes. Preppy fashion in nature has a luxury essence that suggests the wearer is quite well off, upper class, and conservative due to the history of the style. These classic ensembles were very similar in nature to menswear, usually made of luxurious fabrics and feature jewelry in a refined style. Such clothing often includes elements drawn from typical preppy style such as nautical stripes, pastel colors, or equestrian detailing. These types of essences can be found often in Spencer's accessories and color schemes. At times, she does stick with more muted hues and adds dimension through blazers, jackets, long cardigans, knee socks, and textures, such as wools, silks, and cashmeres. Timeless pieces that she wore were the Oxford button-down shirts, bows, plaid, loafers, and preppy accents. Some takes on preppy fashion include traditional upper-class leisure activities, such as polo, sailing, lacrosse, golf, tennis, rugby, and swimming, visually symbolizing the traits of strength and leadership. Students developed a sense of style that combined athletic clothing with the traditional classy look. Spencer sports this take on preppy fashion as well, as she participates in multiple sports as extracurricular activities. She has a slim and athletic figure from playing field hockey, tennis, and other sports that keep her image and figure intact. She dresses in a manner to practice and hone her skills, but it is also allowing for a productive release of inner aggressions. Choleric phlegmatics often cannot rest easily or do tasks that are not productive. We see these sporty pieces blend more into her typical wardrobe in times of crisis, as she's depending more on physical activity to be an outlet of her hidden emotional state because of her structured and pristine, yet fragile mindset. Besides sportswear, some important aspects of the preppy look are a conservative approach, attention to detail, wearing the right brands, androgyny and layering, which are the base foundation of Spencer's look, since she often wears more traditionally masculine pieces and androgynous ensembles aside from her more girlish ones. The origins of dominance and intelligence, visually being exerted over others, is resourceful to Spencer. She does this to intimidate her competition. Even when she feels weak, she is still able to conceal her emotions through her image. Typically, she will finish off looks with more structured garments, taking away from her softness. When the occasion calls, Spencer goes for more soft, old money beauty and feminine looks. Her everyday look is never flashy, but she will dress up for events. For example, Spencer's homecoming look. Even in her silver party dress and chunky necklace, she didn't betray her style here. Her look was structured yet feminine, with interesting textural fabric and jewelry, mixing a very delicate pearl with a very hefty chain. This is a huge part of her personality, expressed through her fashion in both formal as well as casual settings. The mixture of add-ons to the classic looks is the add-on of her mindset to this educational, preppy, clean look. As time passes, Spencer heals and learns to manage all aspects of her personality and has become more secure in who she is and what she wants out of life. Her hidden nature, when not in pain, is kind and loving, a person who wants happiness, but the world around her doesn't allow her to explore this. Instead, she engages in ruthless behavior while trying to have a proper look until she gains the strength to create her own choices and fully embrace herself. Outside of the pressures of her past, her preppy style is still strong within her wardrobe. As an adult, she drifts away from the schoolgirl type of look into a more business-savvy look when she begins down a new path inspired by her aspirations. In the finale, she went for a more Ivy, chic, and clean look, consisting of trousers and a tucked-in plaid button-down shirt. Choleric phlegmatics are natural negotiators and diplomats who can spot flaws, advocate, and are set in their ways, making her career path clear as she works as a paralegal at Hastings & Hastings. Her style evolution is quite stagnant. She doesn't enjoy constant change, but the comfort of the familiar, as the clever mindset and warmth of knowledge is the foundation of her life. Her style of youth is matured, and she continues to sport the preppy look, but with less internal distress that is evident through her cleaner lines, incorporation of soft colors, and patterns as an adult, signifying how she wants to create change from anguish to betterment. For Spencer, her image in hand with a strong-willed demeanor and cleverness help her navigate the world to find happiness and peace as she uses her intelligence to create a better world for her loved ones and self. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe, like, turn on notifications, and comment. Thank you so much for watching.